That wasn't a release. Is this the release? Is it voice activated? Release!
Hi, I'm Lish. I'm a professional chef, and these are my $363 pizza ingredients.
Hi, I'm Lorenzo. I'm a home cook, and these are my $12 pizza ingredients.
I've got sauce, I've got dough, I've got cheese. Who could ask for anything more?
I feel like crying.
So I was planning on making a spicy sausage and broccoli rabe pizza with scamorza and taleggio. I had 2 types of flour for a homemade dough.
This means I'm making dough. I don't like it here.
Bianco di Napoli tomatoes for an overnight raw pizza sauce.
Tomatoes, because you can't buy tomato sauce in a jar.
And a whole bunch of special toppings. A homemade spicy sausage from heritage pork and Calabrian chilies.
Oh, it's extra hot! I'm dead.
Some broccoli rabe,
I don't know why you're here.
which is my personal favorite,
I don't put you on my pizza!
with chilies and garlic, and 2 types of Italian cheese, scamorza
Sounds like a problem.
and taleggio. All finished with some very fancy extra virgin olive oil and Parmigiano Reggiano Vacche Rosse. Lorenzo, I know the ingredients are in good hands. Don't let me down. With Lorenzo's recipe, we definitely have simpler ingredients. Things you might find in your pantry or local grocery store, but with a little technique, these ingredients can really shine. If I had to guess, I would say these ingredients cost $12. Wow, all right.
If I'd have to guess, I say this is $321. I don't know why. Get out of town! That's really close. So this is Chef Lish's recipe book, and here is what I am attempting to make today. I must get started on this dough because it takes hours upon hours.
This dough is gonna take a long time.
Am I staying overnight?
Probably just over 24 hours.
I did not bring my toothbrush or anything, you guys.
You have to bloom your yeast and make sure that it's alive.
Oh!
So some warm water, a little bit of honey because yeast likes sugar, and you want to let it sit for just a couple of minutes to make sure that it gets a little foamy and excited. This dough uses 2 flours, einkorn and bread flour. I like einkorn flour because it has a delicate flavor to it
It's dense.
that really enhances the flavor of this crust.
Yeast is poofed.
Then you're going to combine your 2 flours, add it into a mixing bowl, add your bloomed yeast,
Be good.
and start mixing it on kind of a low, medium-low speed. Just let it kind of do its thing and come together.
But I think it's all combined, and now I kind of have to leave it alone. You do your thing.
High hydrated dough simply means there's quite a bit of water to the amount of flour.
The dough has been hydrating for 20 minutes per Chef Lish. Here we go. I'm gonna add salt, and I'm gonna knead it for a little bit.
It's not gonna come together into like the firm dough ball that a lot of us know as pizza dough.
Woo! Okay, that's about it.
Then we're gonna add more water. That's the double hydration method, so that you've already developed the gluten, but you still have that high hydration that gives us those bubbles, and you get those nice pockets of air in it, just like you would from a wood-burning oven.
It is wet, so wet. Is the flour really gonna absorb all that water? I think we've done it. Yeah, look, there's a glimmer, there's a sheen. Here we go.
So it's gonna be a softer, more supple dough, which is actually very nice to work with.
Oh, wow. It feels so fun, and it's very pliable, and it's really cooperating, actually.
Now you let the dough rest, covered in an oiled bowl, for about an hour to let it double in size.
It's actually working with me. I'm shocked. Gonna seal you with some saran wrap, put you away for an hour. It's gonna do its thing. We did it.
Lorenzo was planning on making a classic margarita pizza with onions. I'm gonna do something a little different. I am gonna be making a cheesy caramelized onion stuffed pizza with pesto and chili oil. This is kind of a mashup between focaccia di Recco, which is like a cracker focaccia that's stuffed with a soft cheese, and then the stuffed crust pizzas of my childhood. I think the key with working with any kind of store-bought pizza dough is that you have to let it come to room temperature and relax. You can't take it directly from the fridge and work with it. You're just gonna be fighting it the whole time. So I'm just gonna open up my pizza dough here. Smells good. I often use store-bought dough. I mean, you know, it's there for a reason. We're going to divide it into 2. Oh, you can see it's got some good air bubbles in there. I think this is gonna be a decent dough. All right, Lorenzo, I see you. We're gonna lube up our bowls here. Just a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna lightly kind of form this into a ball. Smooth side down first, just to get it nice and coated, and then into the bowl. Flip it over. Pull the dough around itself, then kind of tuck everything in. And you want to let these rest for about an hour and a half so that it has time to relax. All of that gluten is a little tight right now. Let the gases get all happy in there as well so that you get a nice fluffy dough at the end.
Raw pizza sauce.
It basically means that you're not actually going to cook down the tomatoes before you put it on the pie. You're just going to let the tomatoes marinate and macerate and let all the flavors marry until it's ready to use.
I am going to kind of, I guess, crush and mush up these and kind of find and feel my way to the yucky bits. That is complete.
Lorenzo gave me this jar of basic tomato sauce, but we're gonna take this jarred sauce and elevate it just slightly for the pizza sauce so that it doesn't over-reduce when we actually bake it. Tomato-y. There's a little bit of sweetness to it. There's a little bit of acid note as well, which isn't always a bad thing. Like, you want a little brightness. Squeeze of olive oil just to loosen it up.
My 3 garlic cloves, whole actually.
I'm not gonna slice it. I'm not gonna chop it.
Plop. And fresh basil.
I love basil. It almost has like a little licoriciness to it, but that freshness, take all the stems, all the leaves,
Tearing
boom.
it. There you go. I'm only gonna use about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Right about there, I believe. A teaspoon of salt.
Not too much because that sauce did have salt in it.
Just combine it. It's kind of like marinating together. Cover it. Okay, and this is my raw pizza sauce. It has to go in the fridge overnight.
Sauce is ready. Just let it sit.
So it has been about an hour, and looky what I have here.
The dough should be doubled in size, nice and fluffy, and excited to see you.
To me, it is quadrupled in size.
You want to pour it out onto a surface.
Scoopy hand in action.
Fold it over itself, front to back to front, side to side.
Look how much air is in it.
Folding the dough is ensuring that we're developing that gluten so that you get those nice pockets of air.
Now I have to pick it up.
Oil up your bowl again, put the dough back in there, cover it in the refrigerator, 5 hours.
I can wash my car, do laundry, my taxes.
5 hours later,
It has risen once again.
you're gonna pour that fluffy dough out onto a clean surface and repeat it all again. Fold, 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 back in an oiled bowl, cover it. This time you're gonna put it in the refrigerator for 15 hours, overnight ideally.
Sleep, my darling baby.
Lorenzo gave me chili flakes and garlic, which I'm assuming he was probably just gonna use as toppings. But we're gonna amp it up just a little bit more and make kind of like a Italian chili crisp or chili oil to drizzle on top of our pizza at the end. It brings it a little pizzazz into the dish. And I know that Lorenzo loves spice. So I'm gonna start to warm up my pan a little bit here and get that going. While it's heating up, I'm gonna slice some garlic. I'm gonna thinly slice it because I want there to be texture, visibility, real pops of garlic flavor in this dish. For the sauce, I just peeled and smashed it because I just want the flavor of the garlic in the sauce, not necessarily pieces of garlic. Let's get some olive oil in here. And looks like our oil is nice and hot. I'm gonna add that in. So this seems perfect where it's just sizzling. So now I'm gonna add my chili flakes, pinch of salt. I'm just gonna let this go for about 5 minutes until the garlic's nice and crispy and the oil is infused with all that spicy goodness.
I got a pizza steel. That is heavy. You can hurt somebody with that thing.
You may have heard of a pizza stone. They both are designed to do the same thing, which is mimic the floor of a wood-burning oven.
This is what the pizza's gonna cook on, but I have to heat it super hot in the oven. So I'm gonna put it in, 525. Heat it up for a little bit. While that's happening, I can get all my other stuff together.
I'm calling that good. And we're just gonna let it cool in a little bowl for about an hour. There we go, homemade chili oil.
I am making hot sausage. I'm very excited about this. Calabrian chili peppers. I just wanna see what this tastes like. Wow! Let's go for it. I am going to... I'm sweating. I can't see. I'm adding this beautiful fresh garlic. smoked paprika. And I've got a zest of lemon, and I think I need the whole thing. Sicilian oregano, fennel pollen.
It still adds that fennel flavor, though it's not quite as intense.
Back to you. Crushed Calabrian chili peppers.
Lorenzo gave me an onion, one lowly onion. I'm guessing that maybe he was just gonna slice it thinly and scatter it on his pizza, but I would love to caramelize this onion. This is gonna add some sweetness, some texture, and it makes a huge difference. And then I'm just gonna thinly slice it into half moons, we'll say, not the rainbow way. So half moon, you get this shape. Rainbow, you would get this shape. The half moon will hold itself together and the rainbow will eventually fall apart, which has its time and place, but we're going for the half moon this time. I'm gonna get my pan nice and hot. Hot oil. You can see it already start to dance and kind of move freely in there, which is great. That's what we want. And in goes our half an onion. Everything needs salt. So these onions are going, you can hear the sizzle. Some of the excess liquid is already coming out from that salt, drawing it out. Instead of just putting the caramelized onions on top of a pizza, I'm gonna tuck it in between 2 layers of dough along with some cheese for a little pop and surprise of something special. So we're just gonna let these cook for about 15 to 20 minutes till they're nice, deep golden brown.
Smearing time.
You want to really kind of smear it around the bowl. That really makes sure that the spices are incorporated, gets all of the flavors throughout there, mixes the fat in evenly.
Well, I have a little salt. Once you smear one time, you should just keep smearing. It looks like hot sausage. Okay, 30 minutes rest. Do your thing.
So I've let these onions go for about 15 minutes. They're a nice light golden brown. I'm gonna pull them right here because they are going in the pizza. I think that that's gonna be the perfect doneness for in between the 2 layers of dough. I'm just gonna drain these onions on a piece of paper towel because I don't want the excess moisture. Caramelized onions, done.
I don't think I ever had broccoli rabe before. I've had broccolini on my pizza. It's not the first thing I would pick. But you know what? Chef Lish knows what she's doing.
I love broccoli rabe.
So I have to salt my water. I gotta blanch it first, kind of like softening it up for a minute or so, a minute or two.
I've got some basil here. I've got some Parmesan cheese. Seems kind of obvious that we should make some pesto. What do you say? It's gonna add some creaminess, brightness, freshness, all the things. I'm gonna just strip off some of these basil leaves from this fresh bunch of basil that Lorenzo gave me. I also kind of love the buds if there's any of those included. They have big, bright flavor. All right, here we go. Get to work. Start bruising that up. Some salt. It's gonna pull out some of the moisture and it's gonna help create a little friction in there so that it really breaks down into a paste.
And in you go into my strainer. Let's let this cool for a second and then I'm gonna squeeze. Ah! It's there you go.
Let's add a little bit of olive oil. Stir that in. That looks great. I'm gonna add a little of this Parmesan. Let's see where that leaves us.
I am gonna slice into bite-sized pieces. Medium heat. I've got my lovely olive oil. Sliced garlic. 1, 2, salt, chili peppers. I want it spicy. Wow, wow, wow. I think you are looking terrific. My broccoli rabe with chili and garlic.
All right, let's see. That's it. I'm leaving it right there. Presto pesto.
So I'm going to prep my cheeses. I have Taleggio.
Taleggio is creamy and a little funky and pairs so nicely with the pork sausage and the broccoli rabe.
Scamorza.
Scamorza is made in the style of mozzarella, but then it's tied up and hung to age for 2 weeks.
And Parmesan Reggiano. Taleggio. It's really good. I don't even know how to describe it.
If you don't want to use the rind, which tends to be very strong, you don't have to.
I like it. So I'm actually gonna keep it on. So I'm gonna slice these 2, but it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm literally gonna tear it on later. Lovely. And then you are just grated. Cheeses prepped.
All right, Lorenzo, dough part 3.
Did you have a nice sleep? Wow, that feels like the pizza dough I buy.
Pour that fluffy dough out onto our clean surface and divide it into 4 equal pieces. Fold in the corners, making a nice kind of round dough shape.
I'm getting a little better at this.
Let it set aside, cover them again with some cling film, let them sit for another hour.
Why not? We've already done 24.
My dough is rested. The toppings are made, the fillings are made. It's time to make the pizza. So let's do this. Normally in this situation, I would definitely use some bench flour. It helps things not stick, but it also absorbs any excess moisture in the dough. So in this case, I'm gonna just work with the olive oil that we already put on the ball of dough. It might still fight me a little bit. We're just gonna have to power through. I'm trying to flatten it as thinly as I can. I'm not being as gentle with this dough as Lorenzo should be with his.
I'm gonna do my best to keep it light and airy.
So you want to be gentle with it. Kind of work it out a little bit with your fingertips. You can put it on the back of your knuckles, kind of let gravity do its thing for you.
Pretty!
You can see that the dough is still pretty elastic. I'm gonna just make it work. Just a little bit of olive oil just to make sure that it doesn't stick and to make sure that the bottom of the pizza browns nicely.
Let's prep our board with a little bit of polenta. This will help it not stick onto the steel board that's been heating in the oven. How am I gonna get you on here? Chef Lish, what would you do? I channeled you, Chef Lish.
So we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of the mozzarella cheese on here. This is that stuffed crust pizza from Wisconsin. On top of the mozzarella, I'm gonna put a little bit of those caramelized onions. On to dough ball number 2. Let's see what happens, shall we? All right, drop it right over the top, and we're just gonna stretch it to the edges here. Tear a few pockets in the top here so that the steam can come out and it doesn't burst that top layer. Then of course we need to help it brown, so we're gonna give it a little bit of oil, a little bit of salt. Now this is gonna go in an extra hot oven for about 10 minutes or so, or until golden brown and puffed. I'm gonna move on here and just do a little Jackson Pollock of tomato sauce. Then some pesto. We're just gonna dot this, give it a little bit of color, a little bit of our mozzarella cheese, because who doesn't need more mozzarella cheese?
My schmorza, which is just like mozzarella. It's milky, creamy.
A little extra Parmesan cheese for the browning quality.
Taleggio is kind of like my replacement of mushroom because it has a really nice mushroom flavor. Little broccoli rabe, which is my spicy garlic and chili, hinges of my homemade hot sausage. I have to get in the oven, you guys. Here we go.
5 more minutes, just until the cheese is bubbly and brown.
Eat! Oh, it is bubbly, jubbly. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I mean,
Landing.
ooey gooey cheesy goodness.
You are my beautiful finishing oil.
You get this grassy green note. You really taste the olive. Some of our fancy chili oil. I mean, this looks delicious. I would eat it.
Parmesan Reggiano, special kind from special cows.
Vaqueros translates into the red cow. They actually produce less milk than normal Holsteins, but it makes more cheese and yields more cheese than just normal milk. There we go. My take on Lorenzo's pizza.
This is my take on Chef Lish's pizza. I hope she likes it. I think she will. Chef Lish, I haven't seen you in so long. It's so nice to see you.
So good to see you.
So here's the pizza I made for you.
Here's the pizza I made for you.
And so,
Whoa! Look what you did!
yeah, but yours is, I was like, is that a tart?
A little surprise in there for you. So,
That looks delicious.
But we'll get to that. Look at you.
Not
Look
bad,
how
right?
light and fluffy. Did you love the dough?
It was a crazy process, but it was the lightest dough I've ever had in my life.
You need to pick up this slice right now.
Oh!
Do you see the bubbles?
Oh, you that?
Yeah, right.
I cannot believe how light this is.
Right?
I have no idea why
Yes,
it's
get
this
that
light,
Rob on there.
other than,
I mean,
ready? Oh my gosh, it's spicy too. Really?
yes.
I love that raw sauce, but that broccoli rabe, I've never eaten broccoli rabe before.
You're welcome. So light. You get the bubble structure in there. It holds its shape. You nailed the ratio too. There's not too much toppings to crust. It tastes like pizza. You taste a little bit of everything, but not one thing is overpowering.
Not bombarded with cheese, not
You did a
bombarded
great
with
job.
sauce. I would love to try yours. I'm ready to dive into this masterpiece of yours.
Let's do this, shall we?
That one is calling my name right there.
Do it. There's a little surprise in those layers too. Oh yeah.
I see the
look how
cheese.
sexy.
I see the cheese.
Uh-huh. Cheese pull for the win.
I love that. That pesto,
Absolutely.
that's
I love
beautiful.
the sweetness of the onions. Did you get some onion in there?
I did. It is super sweet, actually. That sauce can't beat supercharged sauce.
Oh, I definitely doctored the sauce a little bit.
Very, very focaccia-like.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah. I gotta say, both so different, but so delicious.
Yeah.
You really killed it on your dough.
I was really worried. Oh, no.
Bravo.
Don't do that.
Seriously, come on.
Chef Lish, you're so talented. You're amazing.